So I found the last two chapters, or the one we're currently on, and last week's interesting because I am a mom. I have been pregnant before, and obviously, we're told take your prenatals, make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're monitoring what you're eating. But even though I was a young mom, there was no real emphasis on calories needed. They never compared it to the BMI, and they never told me what an appropriate, just make sure I have a well balanced diet. And even the activity level, I think it's very much generalized of, oh, once you're pregnant you're eating for two. Nope, you're still eating for one, especially if you have a high BMI. You don't need to start intaking an abundant amount of calories. And I think that should be something that's vitally important and should be discussed more. There's the comparison also with your weight and stuff, and when you are pregnant, to the baby's growth charts outside. Those actually correlate a lot, and your eating habits can actually show a lot through from pregnancy to growth charts, because if you're promoting very much unhealthy diets and not actually taking in the proper food, your children's diets aren't going to have a proper balance, and that's going to show. And that goes for whether it's being overweight or underweight. I do think that it should really much be talked about what we should all be taking in. And there's also the fact of what everything means. I had preeclampsia and nobody told me it was a mild form of gestational diabetes. And in my brain, I've already passed the glucose test. It didn't in my brain think that that was technically a form of gestational diabetes. I don't know. I just think that there should really be a little bit more education when it comes to how vital it is to be on a certain diet, especially when you're pregnant, because you don't need excessive calories, you don't need excessive sugars and fats and stuff like that. You do need to have a moderate and a decent amount of activities, and water should very much be your best friend. I don't know. I just think that those are the important factors of pregnancy.